Hey guys, I'm Dennis. Welcome to my channel, Guy with a Plant. In today's episode, I'm going to give you an update of my Hoya cuttings in this propagation box. It has been sitting in this box for almost 6 months now, so I think it is overdue to check it out and also perhaps to report some of the cuttings. To be honest, I've not opened this prop box up for almost 1.5 months now, so I'm not sure how they are doing. For all I know, they could all been rotten. So yeah, let's check it out. I think the last update was about 4 months ago, and I remember that the Sigillates wasn't doing well at all. Most of the cuttings were rotten, or the leaves had died off. So I'm not sure whether are there still some that's surviving. Yeah, as you can see, there is a lot of condensation within the box. I've not moistened these or given it any water for at least 1.5 months, but it's still pretty moist inside. So hopefully some of the cuttings survive. Yeah, let's open this up. Take a look. Yeah, I had sphagnum moss as well as perlite mixture as an experiment. Off the bat, I can see that the only ones that are around are the pubercalic splash, as well as I think the memorial. That's the memorial, I think. They look a lot like the pubercalics, just without the splashiness. Oh wait, the Sigillates is totally gone. Don't think I see any. No. Oh yeah, as well as my Croliana Super Silver. Remember, I put 4 Hoya cuttings here, and I think I'm only left with 2. Okay, that's quite terrible. The moss is still very moist, but I can tell that the perlite is bone dry, so maybe that's why. Anyway, I don't want to let them sit in this prop box any longer. Let's take them out and check out the roots, and if they are viable, I will just pot them up. Okay, let's take a look at those in perlite. I don't have very high hope because it's pretty dry. What do we have here? Oh, this is a Sigillates. Single leaf. Some roots here, but not a lot. Okay. This one should be a pubercalic splash. Very little roots. Just another one. No roots at all. Okay. Let's take a look at the one in sphagnum moss. I think they should be doing better. That's miserable looking roots. I don't see much roots, to be honest. Okay, this is one big cutting. This is the pubercalic splash. This is doing slightly better with more roots. And this big one. Let me remove the moss from the cutting. Okay, hang on. Right, so this is the biggest cutting, and it has rooted pretty well. Not the best, not very robust, but I think the roots are sufficient for it to be potted up. So this is the pubicalyx splash. Yeah, these leaves are not very splashy, but these are. So this is the biggest one, and the other one that has rooted pretty okay is another pubicalyx splash. So this one, as you can see, there are quite decent root formation. So only these two have rooted well. The rest, sadly, are not doing really well. Look at this. Very little roots. Yeah, still very little roots. No, almost no roots. And this sigillatus, pretty okay, but I think I'll let this root in for a little while more. And I think I'm going to mix the whole thing up. Make sure the whole medium is moist. Okay, I'll settle this later. I will pot this up first. Right, so I've left with all these cuttings that have not really rooted well. So, yep, back you go into this prop box. I think the reason why they are not really rooted well is because they are not getting enough light. That is my main suspicion. Because this box has been sitting underneath a table and it doesn't really get a lot of light. So I shall move this elsewhere after I put this back in. So let's see if I can get a brighter spot for it so that it will hopefully root faster. Right, I'm just going to mix this up. Actually, I love a potting medium of sphagnum moss and perlite. I think it makes a really good propagation medium. I'm not going to use a whole box because it's too big. Probably half of it, and then I can leave the other half for other cuttings. Sigillatus, sadly the only leaf left. Okay, so I'll leave them here for another month or so and we shall see. I'm going to mix up some potting medium for the two cuttings. I have here some chunky potting medium that's mainly for aeroid, and I'm going to mix it with some of this garden soil so that it will not be too dry, because I'm going to use a terracotta pot as well. It's really loose and chunky, so I'm going to add in some of this standard garden soil. Actually, I don't think they are soil. Looks more like cocoa peat. There's a little bit more moisture retentive. Okay, I'm going to use this recycled 4-inch terracotta pot, and I'm going to use this piece of mesh on the drainage hole. One-third of the potting medium. Okay, let's take a look at the roots again before I pot them in. This is the bigger one. Okay, so these two cuttings are potted up. I'm going to give it a drink. So these Hoya purple-calyx cuttings are potted up, looking really good, as if it's a brand new plant. I really do love propagating plants this way from cuttings. It is very fast, especially with Hoyas. They do root pretty quickly. Oh, okay, don't ask me what happened to this. I'm not sure why, but usually they root pretty fast, especially in water propagation. Anyway, yeah, I've given it a matching saucer as well. So it's looking really adorable. Okay, you know what? I had success with Cebu blue cuttings using vermiculite. So I am going to experiment. I'm going to put some of those unrooted cuttings into vermiculite, and we will compare to see if this is a better medium. I'm going to use this clear glass bottle, which also is recycled, so that I can see the roots clearly. Yeah, I'm going to choose two smaller cuttings. Yeah, maybe these two. And probably this single leaf. Right, this is so cute. I'm going to moisten this a little bit as well, not too much because there's no drainage hole. I'm not sure whether should I put it back into the propagation box or just leave it outside. My previous cuttings with the Cebu blue were left outside, so yeah, I guess I will just leave them outside. They should be able to do well. I'm going to give it a tiny bit of water. Okay, that should be enough. So thank you for watching this episode on the update of this Hoya cuttings. I will give you another update in probably 1 month's time to check out whether these cuttings in vermiculite and those original cuttings will do better, and if this is a better way to root the cuttings. So if you like contents like that, I hope you can consider subscribing to my channel and also to on the notification bell. Meanwhile, take care. I shall see you again in my next video. Remember to show your plants some love.